Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to paint that flat-sided crankbait that we made. I scuffed him up with some 2000 sandpaper. So, still hadn't decided what pattern I want to paint, shad or crawdad, but we're going to paint something on him. So first we're going to start off with Createx Opaque White. And for those that don't know me very well, I use a Sparmax SP335 for my airbrush, so we'll get this little dude painted. But we're going to start off with white base coat. And when I build all my crankbaits, I seal them, and then I put Defcon 2-ton 2-part epoxy on them. And this is just the base coat. If we can get the airbrush to spray right, we'll see. Probably plugged up or something. I spray a lot of bait. Alright. I kind of hold them at an angle, and that way I can see if I'm getting them covered or not. So, anyway, we'll take it. We'll heat set this, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we got him heat set, and I'm spraying about 30 pounds of pressure. So I need to add a little more white. We'll put a little thicker base coat on him. Paint's not spraying real good. It's only about 50 degrees outside this morning, so. But we'll get a second coat on him. See a little splatter, splatter. Alright, so we'll heat set that again. Clean out the airbrush, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we got our base coat of white down, so you can't see any of the wood or anything anymore. So what we're gonna do is, let me see, let me pull out, I think on a, well, there goes my cutting board, but I think we're gonna do kind of like a shad pattern on him. I think, I don't know. On my wooden baits, shad patterns are kind of hard for me because you don't have the gill plates and stuff to mark anything. But we're gonna give it a whirl. So we're gonna do a different technique for this shad pattern. If you notice, shads, when you look at them, they kind of have like dark spots and light spots through their body. You know, just kind of like darker, lighter, and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this Thule mesh and we'll just take him out of these helping hands for now. And then we're going to lay him down. What I'm going to do is we're just going to create some of those spots, but we're not going to do this super dark. And I'll show you a little trick to kind of mask them and cover them up. But we'll just do a few throughout him to make him look more realistic. And what we'll probably do is use this gunmetal gray from Folk Art. My favorite. I love this on my shads. So y'all, if y'all watch enough of these videos when I paint my wooden lures, you'll figure that out. So we're just going to put like 2 or 3 drops of this gunmetal gray in here. But we're not going to do this dark. We're just going to kind of do light spurts. Nothing super dark on him. Just something like that. Just super light. Nothing heavy. So we'll do this side. I'm not pulling very far back on the trigger. So, yeah, get something created like that. We might do this side just a touch darker over here. There we go. Just to get those sides to matching. Alright, so we got that done. So, we'll clean this out. I'm just going to put him in one of these. So we'll clean this out real quick. I don't think I'll pause it for this because it won't take long to clean this little bit out. And I can hear a plug in my airbrush, but it'll eventually come out. But yeah, these Bar Maxes, they have a .35 needle. They're great for spraying your base coats. And then you can really do a lot of fine detail with them. They're almost identical to the Iwata. So now what we're going to do, if I can find it, I just have my paints thrown in a big bucket. We're going to use pearlized white now. Then I'm going to show y'all how you create kind of an effect to where that charcoal, that gunmetal gray that we just sprayed don't stick out real hot and heavy. So we're going to go over that, and it'll probably take a couple of coats with this pearlized white. So alright, so we'll heat set this. Because if you spray that pearlized white kind of finish acting, so if you spray too much, it'll start running on you. So you need to kind of heat set in between coats with that, because it wants to spray super thin. Alright, so we got that. That's one coat. So then we'll do a second coat, and you can see it going on there. So then, but you want to kind of fade that in to where it's not just on all the shads I've looked at. It's just real faint. I mean, when you twist them in the sunlight, you can see it, and then it disappears. So it's real. So I don't know how many coats it'll take. I hadn't actually really done one this way yet, so we're just gonna heat set him real quick. And I used just a heat gun from Harbor Freight that I bought years ago, and it still works really good. Alright, so we'll do another one. I mean, we're getting it there. You can kind of tell. Oh, run out of pearlized white. We'll load just a little bit more. So we'll do the pearlized white. There we go. I think that's going to be all we're going to spray is maybe this coat, and that's going to be it. Looks like we're kind of getting the effect that I'm wanting. But around here, real pearly white shads, they really respond really good to them. But yeah, we're starting to get that. There it is. There's that faintness. That faintness that we're looking for. So we'll heat set this and make sure before I clean out my airbrush. And my paint videos are kind of long because a lot of times I don't pause. I just go. You know, it's not quite dry. Might have messed him up. Always got to do that. Alrighty. We'll heat set that because I kind of messed him up. He's still kind of messed up, but maybe we can get it all covered up by the time we get done. You can kind of see it, but that's alright. But anyway, you see how that disappears and comes back? That's what we want. Where you can see it and it comes back. Yep. So that's good reflective right there. Alright, so. And sometimes these harder patterns take a little longer to paint too. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take some of this wicked metallic gold. It don't take very much. Make sure we get good spray. Always test spray after you clean out your airbrush. So what we're going to do is just go right over the shoulders with this gold. Just kind of right in there. Yeah, about to where that bill is. So. Just like that right there. You see how it's kind of even with the top of that bill? Yeah, that's how we want. So that's what we want right there. And a lot of times, I don't know why, I just go over the back with this gold. But I don't know, you'll never see the gold. I see something I need to do. That's just a little too close. There we go. Alrighty. So we got the gold. Alright, so we'll heat set this. Alright, so we're gonna heat set this real quick. Let's see, how long is the video? It's already 15 minutes, so I'll just start. So now what we're gonna do before we finish the colors on him is we're gonna put some scales on him. But we're only gonna do them from about, because you don't want to make it look like he has them on his gills. But then we're gonna take Folk Art sterling silver, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spray the scales in this sterling silver. So, and this is, I have this super thinned out. So anyway, we're just gonna lay this down. Then we're just gonna spray the silver. Yep. Alright. So we're gonna heat set this. We should have some scales on him. Yes. There we go. We got his scales put on him. Very nice. So, let me see. Yep. So we'll just put this down here and we'll spray this side. And hopefully that turned out. And it did. So we'll heat set this side. And then see how we kind of get that fade towards the belly? That's perfect. Kind of gives it that realism. So anyway, so we got that done. Now, I need to quit saying that. Anyway, I know on my lure painting channel, a guy made a comment about that. But anyway. Oh, yeah. But anyway, yeah. That's what he said. But anyway, yeah. I'm sorry. But anyway. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our gunmetal gray. Need to get all that water out. Alright, so now we're going to couple of drops of the gunmetal gray. It won't take very much. So then what we're going to do is we're going to spray his back gunmetal gray. And we'll hit the nose. And we'll kind of hit this tail part just a little bit. There we go. Alright. We just need to go over, just let that kind of drift down a little bit. Just a touch, just to kind of tie all that in. There. That just kind of blends all that together. Alright. It's coming along really good. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to put a little of this interference, this Pearl X from Jacquard interference green over his back. So need to find my... So we'll use this UVLS. We'll put a little bit in here. A few drops maybe. I don't know if I have any of this left. I may have to find another bottle. Yeah, nothing in there. There it is. So we'll just use this UVLS, and that's what I use for a medium for that pigment powder. Works pretty good. Let's put a few drops in there. Then we'll grab some 4011 reducer, which I'm about out. I need to get some more. I'm going to Alva, Oklahoma tomorrow for some baseball games, so maybe I can grab some. So then we'll take this. Then I just have these little sticks hanging around. So we'll dip that in there and we'll get some of that on there and mix it around in the cup. I know a lot of people don't like mixing in a cup, but I do. It doesn't bother me. So we'll get that mixed up real good. We're not going to go real heavy. We just want that hint of green. And we'll kind of spray this all over the bait. So we're just going to go over his back with it. Just a couple of passes. See how you kind of give him that appearance. And then we'll just go over the whole bait. Kind of give him that green reflective look to him. Then we'll do the belly. Just kind of gives him that hint, that flash, that green flash that you normally see on them. Green, and then they have like a purple and all that. So we can do a little bit of the purple too. I have purple interference. Kick that back on. So whatever I did with it, there it is. So we'll take a little more of this, put a few drops, then we'll put some of this in there. Then we'll grab that's the interference red, that's blue, the purple is right there. So here I have the card interference violet. So we'll just do a little of this too. Kind of giving that flashiness, that green and purple metallic flash that they kind of have. I hadn't ever seen a bait with purple on it that hadn't caught a fish. So we'll we're not going to cover up that green too much. We're just going to add a little of that purple in there. And we'll just do a little purple on the sides and the belly. And if you can see that, we got that where it'll transition from the green to the purple. So that looks really, really good. Alright, he's coming along. I think we're starting to get a shad. Alright. So we'll heat set this real good and be rough. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is the gill plate. So I don't know. I think what we're gonna use this one right here. Then we're just gonna do kind of that center piece, and then we're gonna use this airbrush red. So just a few drops of that, not very much. There we go. So I don't know if we need to turn the pressure down. But anyway, we're just going to mark it kind of like right in there. Yeah, I think right there. And you spray more on your stencil than you do your, you just let the overspray. Then you kind of get that hint of a red gill plate. So we're going to flip this. And then we're going to see if we can't get this even. That's the hardest part. I think I'm going to take him off the helping hands. So let me put that up before I bend my needle. So what we're going to do, we're just going to mount him. And we're just going to make sure this matches before we spray it. That looks pretty darn close right there, y'all. So we're just going to lay this down and hold it. Then there's that gill plate. We went a little darker. So yeah, that's pretty darn close. So always wipe your stencils off. And then we're just gonna line this one back up. Yeah, that one's a little further down. Yeah. So we can do that. So there we go. There. Now we have two gill plates that are pretty much that one goes up just a little bit higher. So we'll just get this out. Get him matched back up. There. Yeah. Pretty dead on. You can almost draw a straight line. There it is. Yep, pretty darn close. I just don't want it. That thing, you can kind of always clean that up just a touch. There. Alright, so there's that. So, awesome. We're almost done, so just bear, stick in there, stick in there. Some of these paint jobs don't, I mean, they take a little while to do. So, I was looking for my stencil for the eyes, but I can't find it anywhere. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna load a little airbrush black, and this stuff's pretty darn thin. We're just gonna do a couple of drops. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little stencil here. I cut that little shad dot out. what we're going to do is just come straight up from the hook hanger. And about straight up from the hook hanger. And we're going to go kind of close to the top. About right in there. And we're going to spray that shad dot just right there. Dry that off real quick. Then, yeah. So then we'll just do the same over here, straight up from the hook hanger. Just kind of right in there. There we go. We got two shad dots pretty darn close to each other. Alright. So we're going to clean this out. And black's one of the hardest colors to clean out of your airbrush. It's kind of crazy. So, I'm thinking I might use this for an eyeball. But I don't know. Maybe too big. I don't know, we might do that. Make him big-eyed. So, I need some more of our red. Shall we make him a big eye? Big red eye? So, we'll just kind of put it right there. Man, we got all kinds of crap going on. There, got all them splatters. So we'll dry that off real quick. Got all kinds of splatters. Alright, so that's dried off. Yep, we got water on this stencil, so I need to mop it off real good. Cause we darn sure don't want that crap on our bait. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of match this up in the same general area. Man, did we just nail that? Not really. Get that red off that bill. I should have taped that up, I guess. But this is how you learn to fix your mistakes. Just kind of wet something down and kind of take that off. Alright. So we didn't quite get that in the same area. But that's alright. We can fix it. There we go. A little bit off, but that's okay. Fish aren't going to notice that it's off. That thing will still catch a fish. So we're just going to go in here and fix this right here. Make that completely round. So anyway, don't drop him. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, wooden baits are hard to get everything just dead on. Hence the custom made stuff. But anyway. Well, since that's going to do that, we're just going to make both these match. There. Just make them both match. So, there. We have a shad that will probably catch fish. So we'll get him clear coated. I'm just going to leave that red there. Just kind of give it a little more. A little more. A little more. So, but anyway, we're not done with that eye. So what we'll do, and this will be quick, and this will be the end of the video, since I took so long to paint this. But when you paint a fish catcher, yeah. Let me find my little stick for my eyeballs, which I don't know, I might not be able to find it either. I put all my stuff up for my live sales, and then I can't ever find anything. There it is, this stick. And then I have my little tray. So what we're going to do is take some Createx Opaque Black, put a couple of drops. Yeah. Then we're just going to dab this down in there a little bit. Then we're going to try to dead center. Oh. That was just a little much. That didn't work. Dadgummit. Should have used the other end. I don't know if we can get that off. Man, I got everything so good on him. Alright. Alright. Well, anyway, that's what he looks like. Let's see if I can get this one right. And I'll redo that eye. There. That's what we was wanting right there. So there it is. So that's how you paint a shad. And I'll redo that eye, make it like this one, and we'll be golden. Let that dry. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll show you how to clean up some screw ups. So, but anyway, you probably don't want to watch that part. But yeah, I'll redo that eye and get it like this one. But yeah, this side looks really, really good. But we'll get this side like that too. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.